Hello. Ari here. I hope you all are doing well today. This message, we're going to be talking about the heart chakra. The heart chakra is in the center of your body. It is balancing out the lower chakras, and it's also balancing out the upper body chakras. This literally is the bridge to your upper chakras. When this is active, when it is balanced, you're able to speak your truth with love, with compassion, with empathy, and understanding, and with wisdom. When this chakra is active, you're able to move up from the throat chakra to the third eye chakra and see things in a divine lens, and be love, and be divine love, unconditional love, and you're able to see things in love, see things with understanding, with a knowing, with wisdom. It's not judgment here. It's not condemning here. It's really seeing that others are divine, that they are love as well, and you want to love them just the way the divine loves you, and just the way that you love yourself. That's when this heart chakra is, activated, and it's, it has moved from the throat to the third eye, and when it moves to the crown, you're able to be one, and that one is love, and you're able to feel this on a conscious level. You're one, and this is where when everyone has an active heart. Imagine everyone having an activated heart chakra, and it's balanced, and everyone has come to the crown. You're literally all one. We're all one regardless, but just imagine us all being one, and really, being one in conscious and of love. That's what it is anyway, but because we have done so many things, we've had so many events and paths and obstacles and challenges, and done things individually, we have kind of, strayed away from that truth. But going back to the heart chakra, this is the center of all that. This is the bridge. This is the balance. It's balance. It's balancing out those that lower and upper. And depending on what you've done in those lower chakras is, going to also dictate what this heart chakra do as well. The healing that you've done, and the balancing of those chakras will, dictate, that heart chakra being active and balanced. There's many reasons why this chakra may be blocked. There's many reasons why this chakra may be closed off. You may have closed off this chakra for many reasons, blocked this chakra. This chakra may even be overactive, such as, you being overly, you may be over. Is there such thing with the heart? It can be, and the reason why it can be overly is because it's doing it it may be doing it to please another, rather it being from a pure place, if that makes sense. So you may be doing it because of what a person may think of you, not because this is really true. Going back to what I was speaking of about the heart chakra being imbalanced, there may be a lot of events that may have happened as a child that may have, moved on to adulthood. And, when you're not aware of the root, it's so many things that stem from it. And when these aren't healed, when there isn't any awareness of it, it causes many blockages. The roots of a blocked chakra, this isn't just everyone, but the roots of a blocked chakra could be, not having emotional support when you were young, from, family, from loved ones and not knowing how to have emotional support for yourself, mainly. Another reason for a block heart chakra is, not feeling loved from, loved ones, your family, and not knowing how to love yourself. Other reasons that a block chakra, heart chakra, could be is, losses, not understanding the losses, not knowing why the losses, may have happened, not knowing, why certain people may have done certain things. Another reason for the chakra to be blocked is, maybe you got bullied when you were smaller, and you couldn't fathom why people would be so mean to you. And I'm not here trying to trigger anyone. This is just things that I'm bringing up, for the awareness. And so you can ask yourself these questions, okay? What has closed off my heart? What has made me this, and I'm not trying to make it seem as though you're this anything, like just bad. Absolutely not. It's, if you're on this channel, if you're listening, it's you want there, there's a lot of things that I bring up of, their inner truth, and you may be you may be on a journey of activation and healing and going within and learning so much truth, and learning what may have caused the truth to be hidden. And these are the things that can cause the truth to be hidden, the many events, the many experiences that we went through that we haven't truly, fully understood to heal. And so this isn't me taking away from anyone and who they are and where they are. This is me only bringing awareness. But as I was saying, with the heart, the many events, I'm going back to bullying. Yeah, you may have gotten bullied when you were smaller. I know my sister, she used to get bullied, and I couldn't fathom, people, children, or just I couldn't fathom why someone would bully someone, at that age. And I still, I see bullying in a whole different, and this is why the heart is so important, and love and compassion and grace so important, because I even see it as an adult. This is me. This is why I'm speaking of. There's things that happen as a child, and it grows up in the adult. And so maybe, the bullying never stopped. It's continuing to go, and it's happening in adult ways that people, and it's creating illusions that people don't even see that's happening. And it's tragic. It can be tragic. I'm going to just say that it can be tragic. Most may not think it's tragic, But I know my sister, she used to get bullied. And she used to come home crying. And I remember how bad it hurt her. I was young, but I always, going back to me speaking of, having to be that support system for them, for my mom, for my sister, and so on and so forth. I didn't understand what was going on. I just knew that my sister would come to me. She would talk to me about it. She would say even the teachers would be talking to the children about it, and that's hurtful. You're there, growing, trying to. I couldn't fathom that, And for a long time, I blamed myself, because for a very long time, I blamed myself for not knowing exactly the words to say to my sister. Although, yes, I was younger, but for a long time, I blamed myself for, her. She ended up dropping out, and I blamed myself for that, because I was just like, I could have said more, and, I could have been there more. I mean, I was there, of course, every time she came home, I was there to listen. But and there were things I would say, but I didn't know fully what to say. I remember when I went to college, I remember doing a paper on that. I remember doing a paper. I had to write an essay, and I remember writing it in my paper. And I remember my teacher, she had to write. She wrote me a long note on the side of the paper of, how it wasn't my fault, because I wrote a whole essay about, I forgot what the essay was about. I think it was about like family. And I basically was saying in the essay of how I've always been the go-to person in the family. And I brought up the sister situation, and she was basically just saying like, it wasn't my fault for that, and, just stuff like that. But I still felt like it, But, yeah, that closed off I saw how that closed out her heart, and it kind of made me, just being that young and seeing it made me kind of, isolate a little bit too, because I'm like, what's going on? I didn't have to deal with bullying until like later on. I didn't have to deal with it as much as she did, but, that's tough. That's I understand the toughness that it was for her, and some people do not bounce back from that. Some people don't bounce back for that, and so the only reason I brought that up is this may be you. You may have not bounced back from that. That may have really hurt you, because not only did you, that may have happened to you as well, that, it wasn't just the students, it was teachers involved as well. And that may be challenging to hear. Some people may not. You may have never brought it up because you may have felt that you would be judged to say that a teacher was involved, but that's your truth. That's your truth. And the root, getting to the root of it, and really journaling right now can be helpful for that right now. Writing down your thoughts on it, asking yourself questions on it, asking yourself, even, talking to that part of you in this time can be helpful for you in this time. Like going back and talking to your person, like actually, because you know how we can have this image of that time that hurt us the most. It's like, visioning yourself talking to that person and saying the things that is needed. And it could just literally be that I love you. It doesn't even have to be this magnificent, speech, although it can be the magnificent speech. I'm just saying it can really just be that I love you, and I'm here for you. So a lot of the heartaches, not the heartaches, that may be, something that, may cause blocked hearts as well as heartaches. Relationships and friendships. So many. Maybe you may have had a friend that, you would have never thought that, did something that they did, and they did it. And it may have caused you to, not even want to be around anyone, not even want to have friends. Maybe you had friends that was very competitive. And, and you were just trying to be you. And this may have made you, closed off your heart. Relationships. Maybe you had to deal with a lot of people that were not honest. And not just not honest, but, maybe they didn't, maybe you both didn't know how to love, and it may have created an illusion that, may have hurted you at the time. there are a lot of ways. There's some, I keep pausing because there are some stories, there are some events that has happened along my life that I want to bring up, but it's like, it's not that I'm not ready to bring it up, because I don't mind. Lately I've been trying to find the words in some of the stuff, because, I don't mind, as I said before, I don't mind telling any of the experiences especially the experiences like in the past, like, because first of all, I've done it. The things that I've done isn't up for debate. I'm not going to argue with anyone about it. I don't feel bad about it. It's just the words, the proper words and the wisdom of it. And I want to bring forth things to you all that can help, that can be a solution, that can be talked about, and, can be a guidance for you. So I think the reason why a lot of times that I want to bring up some of these experiences and the things that I've been through, I think that there's still, do I want to say that there's still a victim? I don't know if there's still a victim mentality with it, because like I said before, I want to bring it to you and it be the solution. And some things I can bring to you and, I can say the things that I've learned from it and it can be a solution. But I think there's like a little bit more either learning. It's just something that's missing, the reason why I don't bring up some of the experiences and the events. Because it's gone. What am I trying to say? I'm over them. Okay, a lot of the things that I want to bring to you all, I'm over them. Or is that what I'm just telling myself? Okay. And that may be why I don't bring them up, because maybe I'm just one level or two away from actually being able to tell you all the story, so that there can be some wisdom and some guidance there. Or maybe I just don't, the words have to come, because it's in my head. This is why I do a lot of writing, because it's in my head. But it's about speaking it and getting it out, because you can be the victim in your head. And okay, I'm gonna move forward. Let's go back to the heart, Ari. Go back to the heart. So the heart chakra, when it is imbalanced, there's there can be so many blockages, and it can create a lot of stagnant energy in your life, within and in your life. And so many ways that we can practice healing this chakra, listening to meditating, listening to meditation music where it's able to help you vibrate at a higher frequency, setting your intention to heal this area as well. Journaling can also help, giving yourself that emotional support, fertilizing your emotions, giving yourself that emotional support that you didn't have. And this is by fertilizing your emotions. Maybe every time you spoke in the house, you got told it to be quiet, or maybe you got yelled at, or maybe every time you try to express yourself or get any type of emotions, they just got shut off. And so a way that you can heal this is, you give that emotional support to yourself. So if there's some thoughts that may be coming up, if there's some emotions that may be coming up, you're able to feel those emotions and give yourself that time that is needed. A lot of people, here's another thing. A lot of you all may not even have grieved. This is a big one. A lot of the reason why we may have a heart and heart chakra, because we have not even grieved. We may have not even cried. I ask you, when the last time you've cried? I ask, when is the last time you cried? Like, I look at some things crying can unthaw the heart. And I'm not just saying that because that's on that card that, I've read in messages, but I've learned that myself. And I've learned, I've seen myself when I've cried, my energy afterwards. Like, so let's say I cry before I go out, right? Or let's say I cry before I go out into the world. I've noticed that there's so many more people that are empathetic. And I'm not looking like I've been sobbing now. I'm not saying that's what I'd be looking like. What I'm saying is, like, the energy seems to purify my energy more. And I get so much, and it's not empathy that's not the word I want to use. It's so much more. Is the word empathy? Do I want to use that? It's so much more compassion in the day that I cry, if that makes sense. It's so much more grace from people, so much more graceful energy, so much more compassionate energy if I've cried right before, leaving the house. And I believe that, crying is a beautiful way to let a lot go. Grieving is a way to, unthaw their heart and to let a lot go. Literally crying. I'm saying that because I've seen, I stayed with my great grandmother till I was 22, and I never seen her cry. She was so mean. I love her though. She was. I say that with love. She was so mean though. Like, she was so angry. She was so, oh my goodness. And I was like, and I just go back, I'm like, just what if she just cried? And who's to say she ever didn't cry? Like, I never seen it, so she may have, but it's just like, what if she had someone to cry on? Or what if she cried more? Or what if she gave herself emotional support? Or what if there is someone there that could help her emotionally? I'm like, what type of person she would have been, And so this is why I'm speaking of, us giving ourselves that grace, that compassion, that love that we need. I know I'm going everywhere, but how long is the 22? I've been speaking for 22 minutes. I hope y'all got this far. Somebody did. Somebody got this far. I've made this message so many times too, so I'm going to keep this one. Going back to what I was saying, some of you all are just needing to cry. And when it's time to cry, do the ugly cry. Like, some of you all are needing to do that cry. Do I want to call it the ugly cry? I'll just go ahead and call it the ugly cry. I mean, the cry where, it like, you ever had that cry? You know what? I'm not saying it like I've never done that cry. I've done that cry. You ever had that cry where it's coming from the heart? Like that cry where you gasping? Come on now. I know you know that cry. You know that cry. You know that cry. That cry where you gasping from air, and it's those big old rock tears coming down. That's the cry. That's the cry I'm talking about, that someone is needing to do. And that's going to heal you. It be times where on these messages, I just got done crying, didn't do a message. And those messages, feel so liberating. Just got done crying. I could just, I'm not saying I just got done crying, but what I'm saying is some of the messages I may have just got done crying, and do a message. So some of y'all may need to cry. I know I stayed a long time on that, but crying, journaling, writing, grieving, meditating. giving yourself grace, giving yourself compassion, giving yourself love. This will help balance that heart. This will help activate that heart. Also, I said this before when it came to the root, the sacral, and the solar. I'm going to say it again for this. This is, fasting. Not eating like a lot of heavy foods whenever you're wanting to be intentional of healing this chakra. It's not even just heavy foods. It's also what you listen to as well. Cleansing the liver. This can help with this chakra as well. Stretching the upper body. Also doing upper body exercises can also help with this chakra. Heal this chakra as well. It's many ways to heal this chakra. Many ways. I hope the first 20 minutes of this video, 15 minutes of this video, you all could hear me, because I was pretty far. Notice how far away from the phone I was, so I really hope that you were able to hear me. I'm going to get into the affirmations. Don't worry, I'm going to do many more messages on the chakras, and that's when I'm going to be able to speak more about the experiences and the events. I've spoken on, I've spoken on some before. Like yesterday, yesterday's message of the solar plexus, I wanted to speak more on there. I wanted to speak more about the experiences that I had when it came to the solar plexus, but it's like it just could not come out, and I didn't want to force it. I didn't want to force it, so I just let it. I'm gonna let this week ride with the 7-day chakra healing, but and so should you. Like when it comes to you healing your chakras, not being over controlling when it comes to their healing, and just letting things flow, because you'll be surprised when you come out of this intentional healing what you'll be able to release afterwards. Maybe it's just not ready to come out, So the affirmations for the heart chakra, this is, going back to love. This is speaking on, loving yourself. And how with the root I spoke of the I am. When it came to the sacred, I spoke of I feel. When it came to the solar, it spoke of I have. And so with the heart, it speaks of I love. So here are some affirmations for that. I love myself. I love the abundance I have within. I love the prosperity I have. I love being beautiful. I love being divine. I love the favor on me. I love my confidence. I love that I'm courageous. I love being blissful. I love being great. I love that everything works out for me. I love being stable. I love that I have a strong foundation with source. I love being secured and supported. I love being creative, and just many more as well. I said that I love myself. These are many affirmations that you can say to yourself, and believe it. Setting the intentions. And speak it to yourself in a divine way. And also, I know one of the things that I wanted to say about love is everywhere. And I know this matter of fact, this isn't my first time saying this. Love is everywhere. And whether you're in a relationship, whether you have friends, whether you have, I see love in everything, literally. Just because, let's say for instance, like you're a person that, and I'm not trying to tell you how to think, but I'm just saying this is a way of thinking that, has helped me, and I've always had this type of love as well. It's not even just has helped me, it's something that I became aware of, that I've learned that I have, that I can see. But love is everywhere. And whether you are, maybe you're a person that don't have friends, but being able to see friendships and the love in these friendships is beautiful. Seeing let's say you have grandparents and you see their love, you have parents and you see their love. Love is everywhere. And just allowing yourself to see it so that you could continue to have that activated heart chakra, and continue to see things in a loving way, and learn from that as well. Also, when it comes to the heart, learning that love is unconditional. And as you have unconditional love for yourself, you will learn also to have unconditional love for others as well. You may have grown up in with conditioned love, where it's only what someone can do for you. And upon your awakening, as you're awakening, you're learning that, first of all, when it happens to you, that's when it hurts the most. For someone to love you only when it's a condition, only what you can get, what they can get from you, only what you can do, only on how you're viewed. You may be learning right now of how painful that is. And as you learn, you may be learning the root of where that even come from, where you've seen it, where it comes from. And you may be in a time of learning the journey of unconditional love. You don't like that feeling of conditioned love, so you choose to love unconditionally, despite what someone can do for you, despite the view of a person, of what others may think, just many things. I really hope that this message resonated. Sending you so much love and light. May you get it through the wind. Thank you.